I was frustrated just because I felt like that's as close as I had been. I'd been in the finals before with Antron, and that day in Sonoma, we we weren't a car that should have been in the finals, but we had luck. Doug went out. Sean Langdon went out. Both smoked the tires with us. Um, you know, and got ourselves to the finals and weren't expected to win that. Antron was expected to win that, and we actually had a legitimate shot. Our car put two cylinders out, and we were right there with him until that. But going into the finals at Pomona, our car's going down the racetrack, and we put ourselves in that position, and then we took ourselves out of it in the finals. And I think that was the part that, as a team owner and being around motorsports as long as I have, when you get yourself in those positions, you got to find the ways to capitalize on it and don't take yourselves out of those positions. So, that's why the frustration was there for sure. But, I told the guys, we came back and we did the team meeting, and I told them, I said, all right, guys, the clock is starting right now. You got 20 minutes to have your head down. You can be mad, you can be frustrated, you can yell, you can cuss, you can do whatever you need to do for 20 minutes. When that 20 minutes is over, we're done pouting about losing this race, and we're going to sit there and focus on the positives that have happened since Gainesville, where we're at with our program, the gains that have been made, and we're going to get focused on going to Vegas. And that's exactly what this entire race team did. I even had probably a 40-minute conversation with Clay after he got done taking his photos. He was walking by our pit, and I went out and we had a great conversation. I think the world of Clay Millican. You aren't going to find a cooler guy in drag racing than Clay Millican, in my opinion. He just always has high energy and, upbeat attitude and friendly to everybody. So, if you got to lose to somebody, it takes a little bit of the sting out if you lose to somebody you actually like. But we were talking about it, and he kept telling me, he goes, it's coming. He goes, you guys are really close. And I think it's better to hear that from him than it is from my perspective. I mean, I can speculate and think that we're gaining on it, but I don't know if I truly have a read on how close we were to winning a race. But the people that have been in the industry for a long time, they see that and they know. And so hearing Clay say, we're right there, it's coming. He's not saying that just to try to get me in a good mood. He's saying that from the heart and what he sees. So I appreciated that, and I knew that we're going the right direction. But that you're going to have you got to have 3 or 4 rounds go your way. You can't have any mistakes. And you look at what happened to Doug Coletta. That's not what Doug Coletta does. I mean, that was just a freak mistake, but that's a mistake that we have to take those opportunities and capitalize on it. And we won that quad. That put us in the finals, and we went up against some tough race cars in the finals. I mean, Jasmine's got a fast race car. Antron's obviously on his game, and you're going up against the 2 best levers in the class with Justin Ashley and Antron Brown. So it's 2 good race teams, 3 great race teams that we lined up with, and 2 of the best levers in the sport. So you got to be on your game. And I didn't even I let myself down on my light in the finals, but it made me so happy because Neil won us the race with the performance of the car. And so I feel like on race day, we all had a hand in it. The guys did a great job servicing the car, getting turned around, making sure there were no mistakes. Went on a whole shot in round 1, and we beat Steve on the whole shot, but we didn't beat Justin on the whole shot. We just beat him. But that gets us to the finals. And then, I didn't have a terrible light. I just didn't have the lights I had all weekend and what I would expect out of myself. And Neil had the performance in the race car to win us the race. So it was truly a team effort. And I think that's what made me really happy about that. Even though I was disappointed looking back on it, I feel like it was best case scenario because it just meant everybody had their moment of that day on Sunday that got us where we ended up.
That's the thing about drag racing, though. It's just one time it's you, one time it's them. Sometimes it's both of you. Sometimes you're all at your best and you still lose. It's just a brutal sport. 71, 52, 82, the reaction times. But for my money, your 4th reaction time was the best reaction time. And you're wondering, fourth reaction time. Let's watch the video. Here's the video. Come on, video. Let me get this back because I've got this. There we go.
And they must have shot it at midnight.
There it is. We were about to get doused with a cooler full of ice. And we evaded it.
Hell yeah, that a girl.
Leah grabs the cooler.
The last time he got
That is very much a missed attempt.
One job.
What just happened?
One job.
So
What just happened there?
Completely
we're
trying to do
standing
the
there.
water back.
Yeah.
we're standing at the car, and I didn't realize they were asking Books what just happened, but
Yeah, no, this is my view, man. And I'll talk to Leah in a second. She comes over. She was very satisfied
and
with
it
what
just-
she did to you.
let's hear it. I want to hear what he says.
All right. Here we go.
Failed epically.
Epic fail. And then you catch a couple of beers on the head. Leah comes over. Here she comes.
Icy hot on the crotch.
You got him.
Oh, man.
Good job.
Oh, we tried. I mean, he's like, I'm not a rookie at that. But I think he was still just a little bit surprised.
Yes, he was.
I think we're all. I mean, it's a weird thing to say.
Hey, big moment right here. How big is this for you?
I don't think any of us have really just let it all sink in. It was in due time, and it happens to be the 4-wide.
Makes
It's
it
favorite
good.
type of racing to get it done. Oh man, I'm gonna have a great 2 weeks. Tony's gonna be so happy.
Way to go, Leah.
Thanks, Joe, and everyone that follows.
Yes. Are you that happy? Like now looking back, like is there a weight off your shoulders? Is there like a new vibe? Is this the start? Is that the end of the beginning? And now this is the start of the rest of it?
I think today we'll start that process. We mentioned it in Victory Lane. Well, let's go back to what happened. So Leah was in the front of the car with me, and somebody, I can't remember, it may have been Neil or a couple of the other crew guys were in front with me, and she took off running straight ahead. Well, I've been around drag racing enough, and we've had enough new guys come on the funny car team and on the Top Fuel team, and Leah's one that they've got the ice treatment. And so when she took off running, I knew exactly what was coming. And I hauled ass with her, and they didn't even get me the first attempt, but they got me with a couple water bottles after that. So yeah, my fourth reaction time was good enough to get the job done too, I guess. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I think on the rest of it, yeah, it's going to sink in this week for sure. And it started to on Sunday, obviously. I mean, I think the first thing that I thought of Sunday when it was over and we were there taking the pictures of just how historic in motorsports it was. I know in drag racing, it's one race and there's going to be a bunch of people go, big deal. You know, he won one race, so what? And they're not wrong. In drag racing, they're right. But in the big picture of motorsports, to win an IndyCar race and an IndyCar championship, to win 49 NASCAR races and 3 NASCAR championships, to win the USAC Triple Crown and win races in all 3 of those cars, and now to come over and do it in Top Alcohol Dragster and now in a Top Fuel car, no one in motorsports has ever done that. It's never been done. So to be the first to do something in the history of motorsports is pretty damn cool. And sure, there's other guys in different forms of motorsports that have done feats that are equal to that in different cars, but nobody's done it in IndyCar, NASCAR, sprint cars, midgets, all these different cars that we ran, and now add Top Alcohol and Top Fuel Dragster to it. It's just never been done in the history of motorsports. So that's the first thing that to me is like, holy crap, the significance of what we did was so far beyond just winning our first race in Top Fuel. It was, what did it mean in the big picture of motorsports? And there's a lot of people that it won't resonate with, but when you're in the trenches, and I've been in racing over 46 years now, when this is all you do is live, eat, breathe, sleep this, you realize exactly how significant it is. So to me, that means a lot to me. But you know, we heard Dallas Glenn talk about it in his interview, you know, losing someone in the last week and then having a partner that got injured in a crash. You know, we had literally Rusty Rush from Rush Truck Centers. We lost his wife last week. A good friend of mine, Brian Landgraf in California, that I bought an RC company from. We've been best friends for years. We lost his father. And I literally got that message 15 minutes before we rolled up to the staging lane for the finals. So Sunday, we go have a short dinner with the team, and I had to fly to San Antonio, Texas, and got there at 5:30 in the morning to be at Jenny Rush's funeral at 10 a.m. So yesterday was very exhausting. Literally less than 2 hours of sleep before I had to get up and start my day yesterday. But it is going to sink in. I promise that. Leah's right. It's going to take a little bit. You know, I think the biggest thing when after that moment that you saw with Leah, and when we got done tearing the pit down, and the funny car guys helped us tear down the pit. It just shows the one team, all team attitude that we have. But we had our team meeting, and the thing that I told the guys is that I'm happier. I think I'm genuinely happier for them than I am myself in this situation, because people don't realize that casual fans think that I'm the reason for the outcome of that car and what it's going to run. And I'm not. People that know drag racing realize it's the tuner, and the driver's job is to get a good reaction time, keep it in the groove, make sure you catch it if something happens that goes wrong, if it spins or shakes the tires, whatever the case is, the driver has to be ready to do that. That's my job.